What are you doing here? You could honestly destroy this whole thing for Matt.
Matt James' season of The Bachelor is finally here, and we're breaking down everything we know about his emotional and dramatic season. Hey guys, welcome back to another Shared News from Home. We are so excited to finally talk all things Matt James. But before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Gabby, Gonta, and Avery Grooms. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So you guys, the season is literally already off to such an exciting start. And that teaser we saw at the end of the episode was truly wild. So I think we should just dive right in and start breaking down these clips, looking for as many clues as we can possibly find, because I feel like we want to know what to expect. This first clip is literally just like classic Bachelor craziness. I mean, we're talking a herd of women in wedding dresses.
Love for me is about the heart, and there's not a color you can put on that.
So, I mean, they are getting so creative with these like dates within the bubble. This is a gorgeous resort. It feels like they really have an affinity for some reason for putting them in wedding dresses, though. I feel like we saw that with Tayshia's season. We're seeing it again. All in all, I'm just excited to see where these dates take us. What are your thoughts? Too soon for wedding dresses? Does it look fun?
Never too soon. It looks like so much fun. I think we can already see from promo clips like this that the dates that are going to be going on Matt James' season are actually so fun. I think there was like skydiving and the horseback riding, and it actually looks a little bit more innovative and crazy than Tayshia and Claire got. I know they were on a little bit of a smaller resort, and this one looks insanely huge. People all over Twitter were comparing the two, but it's the perfect place for Matt James to fall in love. I certainly believe so.
I absolutely agree. I'm just so excited it's at this new location. It already looks like they're going to have so many activities. And I just think it was time for a change of scenery. You know, I'm not saying the La Quinta was bad or anything, but this just looks like so much more and so much more entertaining. And it was just time for a switch up. And of course, they threw in a group date with wedding dresses because, I mean, the producers love to trigger a little. So that's expected.
Oh my God, I could not have said it better. I totally agree with you guys. This resort is absolutely insane. Like, I'm going to track it down. I want to be there. It looks so, so beautiful. And I totally think you guys are right. I think they like figured it out. They've worked out the kinks. They know what a bubble season looks like. And they've got some tricks up their sleeve, which honestly leads us to this next clip, because it looks like Chris Harrison is making quite a shocking announcement.
Everything is about to change.
Oh my gosh! You look so fine!
So they're like kind of pulling a paradise on us. It looks like they're bringing in more girls after some of the girls have like already spent some time, gotten to know Matt, connections have been made. They're like pulling a fast one on them, pulling a fast one on us. To be honest with you guys, I'm kind of excited. I feel like a bubble season needs a big twist. And last season we had Claire to Tayshia, and now this season we're getting some new girls. I don't know. Are you into this? Or do you think it's going to frustrate you? What are your thoughts, Avery?
I'm excited for this because we already know this is just like adding fire to fire. The girls are going to hate it, and it's just totally stirring the pot. But at the end of the day, this could be great for Matt, but I'm definitely anticipating more drama. I know the girls will not be happy about this.
This reminds me of Tayshia's season because as soon as she became the Bachelorette, she had all of Claire's guys that wanted to stay, but then she also got a handful of new ones for herself too. And I think that made sense because, you know, it was her season now and they wanted to give her a little bit of some new guys, a little bit of a fresher scene. But I think in the end, you know, she ended up getting rid of those guys pretty soon, the new ones. And I think she stuck with the Claire guys, and those were some of the top ones in the end. So it'll be interesting now with Matt. I mean, he already has a ton of girls to choose from. So now that he just gets a couple more, it'll be interesting to see if these new ones, catch his eye a little bit more than the ones we already met tonight.
I totally agree. And I think like there's something to be said about like it'll be so obvious, I think, to us at home if these girls are like sent in to create drama or if they've been saving some like really serious gems, like because it's just you get to read so quickly. What we certainly know is that these newer girls will not have a leg up by any means. You're so right, Gabby. It doesn't mean they're automatically going to be front runners. And it does mean that they're going to automatically have drama with the other contestants because of course they are. They're going to be jealous. These are new girls threatening their man.
We've known Matt for weeks now. Who the are these random ass hoes coming into the house? Hey! Bitch, what are you doing?
They just wanted to save the best for last.
I can't even look at you. Like, just go away.
Wow.
So I'm so curious if that is some creative editing because that seems like it is so hostile so fast. I mean, we don't know these girls yet. I don't know if they get hostile, they go 0 to 50 quick, but I don't know. What do you think, Avery? Is that really how that played out? Or are we getting some fancy editing?
I don't know. That was really not a warm welcome if that is how it played out. I know some of these girls are kind of aggressive, so it's kind of expected. I don't think everyone's gonna actually give them a warm welcome, but that was a lot. So I'm just gonna assume it was editing, but I'm also intrigued and I'm here for the drama. I support it. So I kind of feel bad for the new girls, but at the same time, like they just showed a clip of someone aggressively making out. Like they're not holding back either. So these girls are just all go-getters.
Yeah, that was a little crazy. I think since the other contestants are watching from the window and then they see someone just make out with Matt on their first meeting with him, I think that's going to come off, a little bit on a bad foot with the other girls because who didn't do something like that or are trying to stay more poised and be more professional, I guess. And then they see that. It's definitely threatening. And I think it was a bit of editing, but these are, these promos are just a highlight reel of what these girls are actually doing. So I think it all plays out like this. And there's some aggressive girls in the house for sure.
Oh, 100%. I know you guys mentioned the girl who like just went straight for the kiss. We think that's Catalina, so someone to keep our eyes out for as things progress. Another one of the new girls that looks like she's making a very strong connection is Michelle Young. She's one to watch as well, we're thinking.
Matt is like the most gorgeous man I've ever seen. He just keeps getting hotter. Whew. It's just like, yum.
So obviously they're all obsessed with him. Michelle, it almost looks like a one-on-one date to me. I don't know what that was, some sort of milk bath or something. Clearly there's going to be a spa date and lots of creativity. I'm sure this resort has everything we could imagine. But I don't know. I feel like I'm waiting to be wowed by some of these girls. I'm excited at the prospect of new girls. I didn't really fall in love with anyone in the first episode. What are you guys feeling? Do you have any? I feel like it's so early for favorites, but did anyone like really charm you? I feel like kind of no for me. What about you, Gabby?
Well, hopefully that changes soon as we get to know these women a little bit more. I think the girl who got the first impression rose, was it Abigail? I thought she was so sweet and so cute. All these other girls were saying, I mean, Victoria specifically was like, I'm the queen and like being crazy. But Abigail's like actually a true queen because she was just so sweet and amazing. So I'm glad that she got the first impression rose. She certainly deserved it. And then another girl who I liked a lot was Rachel. I thought they just had like a great long conversation together and just really hit it off. So those are the ones I'm going to be looking for in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, a couple girls did charm me, especially the two you just said, Gabby, Abigail, and Rachel. I thought they were super sweet. I really liked Rachel because she just seemed 100% herself and was really confident about being herself, and that definitely radiated. So I love to see that, but I'm still waiting for that like wow factor. Like you said, Fiona, I know it's only the first episode, but I didn't get that like wow moment yet. So waiting for some of the girls to wow me.
I actually totally agree with both of you. Now that you started like Abigail, like you're so right. We do have some like early charmers, so we'll have to see if they like end up totally like winning us all over, because I I have to imagine they cast literally the best women for Matt because they had the most applications ever. I mean, I can't even imagine that. Like, what a title to wear for the rest of time. We'll have to see if anyone in the future ever tops Matt. This next clip features Anna, who, if you guys remember, is obsessed with caffeine. And she kind of has a fairly crazy allegation about another one of the contestants.
I actually was getting messages saying, like, watch out for this girl. This could ruin my entire life.
Well, I've heard two different terms going around. I've heard sugar baby and escort.
She may be having a transactional relationship with wealth.
So a little interesting tidbit from some sleuths out there. Anna is from the Chicago area, and we think she could be talking about Kaili because Kaili is also from Chicago. So interesting, like we're laying the groundwork for some detective work here. I mean, I don't know that we've ever had this type of allegation in a past cast before. I'm not, sure, I'm not an encyclopedia, but this is pretty wild. This could definitely shake up the house. What are your thoughts on this, Gabby?
Insane. I mean, this girl's face right here that we're looking at, like, that's how I felt when I first saw that this was going down this season, because it's just insane. Yeah, like, I'm sure Anna has great, intentions. And if this is true, I'm sure she wants to bring it up because it's going to be a red flag for Matt for sure, especially the other girls in the house. It's something that's absolutely going to start conversations and drama because that's just crazy. But we've already seen so many like references to sex and just like sexual innuendos, just like so many more this season, maybe, just because that sells on television. But this is just another instance of that this season. And I honestly don't think Matt is going to take it very well. He has a great sense of humor and he kind of laughs it off, but it might, wear on him throughout the season. So we're going to have to wait and see for that.
Yes, I'm very interested to see how he handles this, but also the girl who's getting accused of this, like, she could totally deny it or be like, yeah, I am, and own it. So that could go like a variety of ways, and I'd love to see that play out, but I don't even know what else to say about this because this is something we've never seen before, but I feel like it won't end well.
No, you guys are totally right. This is so shocking. And we have talked about this before, though. Playing tattletale to, whoever the Bachelor or the Bachelorette is doesn't always work in your favor. Sometimes you think you're going to like save your relationship, protect them, and it kind of just backfires. And you guys, if we think back to literally just our past season with Claire and Tayshia, Tyler C., who we only knew for like 5 minutes, had been getting messages from someone with allegations against Yosef, of all people. That guy has gotten such vindication at this point, but nonetheless, it ended up getting him basically sent immediately home. So I don't know when this is going to play out in the season, but it'll be very interesting to see if, it works in Anna's favor, if it ends up creating drama and hurting a bunch of the girls. Only time will tell. We do know that this is not going to be the only bomb that goes off because Heather Martin from Colton's season apparently decided to just drive straight up to the bubble and ask to be let in. Very strange.
Heather, what are you doing here? You could honestly destroy this whole thing for Matt.
Heather, I feel like I'm in a dream right now.
I mean, if we're to believe that she just drove up to the bubble and walked right in, then she could destroy this whole thing because it's certainly not COVID protocol. So obviously we know that this is not exactly how this played out, but nonetheless, they're bringing in a Bachelor Nation alum who has some sort of a connection to Matt. They seem to be really throwing out the rule book, changing it up. I don't know what to expect from this. I know you watched her in Colton season, which is the season I missed, Gabby. So what's your take on Heather?
Heather is so sweet and so cute. She's probably the most bubbly contestant I've ever seen on the show. And her thing back on Colton season was that she'd never been kissed before. So however old she was, I think she was one of the younger contestants, so 21, 22 or something like that, but she'd never been kissed. And that was like a whole thing. And like, who knows if that's true? Like maybe that's kind of crazy if it's true, but they ran with that story. And I'm pretty sure if I remember right, Colton, ended up giving her first kiss and it was a big deal on the show. So that relationship didn't work out, but she became really good friends with Hannah Brown, who was obviously also on Colton season and then became the Bachelorette. And I mean, I see them hanging out on Instagram all the time. So like they are really close. And then of course we know Matt is really close friends with Hannah Brown as well through Tyler Cameron. And it's just a whole like web of Bachelor connections and friends. So from the look on Matt's face here, it seems like they've met before, hanging out with Hannah or something like that, or they at least know a little bit of each other. And she looks like she's just here to shoot her shot. You know, when she heard that he was becoming the Bachelor, she probably said, why not? And then ended up here in the bubble, as you were saying. So this is a big twist, though. I certainly wasn't expecting it. And who knows? Maybe they'll be a perfect match after after all the other women that he has as an option. Maybe he goes back to Heather. Who knows?
I think they do know each other, or they knew each other before this, but I'm just like interested what the depth of that relationship was or how well they knew each other, because if he was hanging out with Tyler C and Hannah, they already kind of have a little thing going on. So was there a little double dates going on, or
Okay.
why didn't she shoot her shot then? Why is she coming on the show now? That's what kind of confuses me about this, but I guess we'll find our answer hopefully next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is certainly a very, very interesting one. I had the exact same question. Was there a romantic flame in the past? Did she have some sort of epiphany? It's going to be very interesting to hear her explanation. Just like the other new girls coming in, though, I think it's very obvious and goes without saying that our original contestants are not going to be thrilled with her arrival either.
You already had your shot at a Bachelor. Like, go home. This is like an impossible situation. Still, like, I do feel like Matt's worth it.
So obviously, I mean, she just said this is an impossible situation. Clearly, she's there to shoot her shot. She's got to look out for herself. She's been through this before. She had to know that this wasn't going to go over well with the other girls. I'm really curious to see how long she stays. Like, did she pack her bags? Did they tell her, like, if he wants you, you're going to be here? Or is this like a, I've got to get something off my chest and I'm breezing in and breezing out? I'm super curious about this. It doesn't appear as though they're bringing her in like they've brought past contestants to give advice. They're certainly not packaging it as that. This to me seems like she's here to really try to win him over. What do you think, Avery?
Yeah, I think based off the fact that they already knew each other, she's probably here to like give her ultimatum, explain. Or I don't really know because I don't know their past relationship. But that being said, she's already such a target because she's showing up late and she already knew him and she's already been on the show before. So the girls are absolutely going to love that. But I feel like because they already knew each other, it didn't work out for a reason, or maybe they just never did pursue each other. But I feel like it would have happened then, and I could see him sending her home. But honestly, I don't know enough about them two, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think anytime a new girl walks into the house or the big mansion resort, I guess, the other contestants are going to be upset because it's just more competition for them. And then on top of that, you know, she knows him, they have a past relationship, and she just has like pure intentions to get to know him. And it looks like she's really trying hard to be kind to the girls and just have a place in this house, you know, in this competition. But anyone who sees that is going to be threatened by her possible connection with Matt. So I think that's where all the drama is going to stir up between her and the rest of the women.
Absolutely. Well, there is certainly a lot to look forward to see how that unfolds. Let's check out this next clip as well.
You're lighting all these little fires everywhere. You are the freaking arsonist.
No, let me talk. I don't give a what she has to say.
So this is kind of our first taste of some future drama to look forward to. And I don't know if this is in good taste or not, but I'm very thrilled. It looks like it's going to be exactly what we're all waiting for. We don't know them very well yet, but this is Katie and Serena C battling it out about something. But I feel like we're going to get a hefty dose of drama this season. The girls, from the minute they stepped out of the limo, were in love with Matt James. They've developed feelings immediately. So I feel like we're going to see people get territorial quickly. People, you know, ready to break friendships to get what they want quickly. I think things are going to be very expedited this time around.
I agree. I think Katie was one of the big personalities from night one. And, she wasn't afraid to show that and tell that to the other girls. She made sure she got her time with Matt. And I mean, she was carrying around a vibrator the entire night, for goodness sake. So, like, she doesn't care what people think about her. And she's, certainly going to carry that personality throughout the whole season. And I mean, she almost, went to her wit's end and almost, started some feuds right during night one. So it's pretty inevitable that things are going to start between Katie and the other girls.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that it's Katie bickering and arguing with someone in this clip. And then it's Serena, who I feel like she's going to be someone who's involved, but mainly like with the girls and the girl drama, not so much Matt James. That's what I'm just picking up from like the way, just the camera angles and the promos and just the prior knowledge of dissecting everything. But yeah, I'm also here for it. It may not be the best thing to support drama, but that's why we love The Bachelor.
We certainly do. I don't think we love what we're about to see next, though, and that is Matt himself, very emotional and possibly needing to take a little bit of a break.
I'm not sure where we go from here. I just need some time.
One of the things that's been hard for me in my relationships is going deep.
So he's clearly very upset. What he says there is he's not sure where we go from here. So I don't know if that's the result of, a bad breakup or drama in the house or something being revealed. Either way, what's really standing out to me is it appears as though he's getting into a car. And we know that there's a COVID bubble. We know that there are protocols. So if he's needing such a break that he ends up somehow getting in a vehicle and leaving this bubble, that's quite a break. I have to imagine that things must have been fairly extreme to get to that point. Perhaps the property is just so large he's driving to the other side of it. I don't know. But what is your take on this moment, this emotional moment, Avery?
I think because the property is so huge, he can do this if he is taking a break. And it's probably from just pressure building from, he's the only guy surrounded by all these women. He's probably never been surrounded by this many women, let alone they're all pursuing him. So I think he's just at that breaking point and maybe needs a break, or maybe he's going to go chase after someone in the car. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's a break, but he's crying a lot. Poor Matt.
Poor Matt, for sure. I think this moment with him and Chris Harrison sitting on the curb is what they're going to be teasing like every single week, because I feel like it happens later in the season and it's such a big moment. I mean, if you're sitting on a curb at the end of a night, like something's up. Bad things have happened and like you're at, rock bottom. So it's really disappointing to see because, we're all hoping that Matt finds love in the end. But in terms of him getting in the car, I definitely like the idea of him chasing after someone. That would be very interesting to see. And maybe it's like a Colton fence jump moment. He's just really over it and needs to get away from the cameras for a bit and just really take some introspection. And so we'll see if he has his own Colton moment as the Bachelor here.
Well, what's so interesting to me is, we talked about how many women applied for this season. If you've opened Twitter at all and searched like Bachelor Nation in the last few months, there's been so much hype around Matt. And we saw it in this first episode. He's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders. So I think it's going to be very challenging for him to navigate this because I don't think he's going to let himself make a mistake. And that's a lot of pressure on top of already a lot of pressure. So we'll see how he handles it all. All right, you guys, nonetheless, I am so excited for this season. I think Matt's going to be a great Bachelor. We started to see him like open up and have some fun by the end of night one. I think it's only going to go up from here. I have a feeling he's going to find somebody. He's got so many girls to choose from. I know there's got to be some incredible women hidden in the sponge. And we're getting even more. So I'm pretty certain he's going to walk away from this an engaged man. What are your thoughts? What are your broad predictions for this season, Gabby?
I think so too. I'm obviously going to be hoping that he finds love, but I think you said it perfectly. He has this great batch of women, so why not? they're in a beautiful place, and there looks like there's actually some really fun date ideas coming up. So I don't see why there would be any reason for him to not find someone other than, you know, maybe the natural Bachelor pressure or the short time frame. But I think he's like mentally prepared for it a lot. I think we'll see more fireside chats with Chris Harrison to get him through this season, some of the hard points. But overall, yeah, I'm excited for Matt to just carry this season and be the awesome Bachelor that he is.
Yes, I agree with both of you. I hope he comes out of this engaged. And I think, like you said, Fiona, he just has a lot of pressure on himself to make the right decision. And hopefully he will do that. He has all the resources to, like we said, great women to choose from. So hopefully he makes smart choices. But I'm excited to see it all unfold.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, we want to know what you think is going to happen this season. If you picked up on any other little moments in this teaser and have any theories of your own, let us know down in the comments. We cannot wait to talk all things Matt James all season long. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. I was joined by the incredible Gabby, Gonta, and Avery Grooms. Our social handles are on the screen right now. Come say hi. We want to hear all your Bachelor thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.